Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about how and why I sold my e-commerce business for several $1,000,000. In 2017, I found out that there is a function called FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, and I decided to launch my own brand. I was doing a lot of web design, I understood about logistics, and so I decided to start a brand on Amazon with my own products. I lived back then in Belarus, and so I decided to start a brand of products from Belarus. At the same time, it took me several months to manufacture and send products to the States. So we started selling, and it was a brand of regular candles. Here is this brand is called Melt Candle Company. We registered a trademark. It took me about $40,000 to launch the brand, and one of my friends invested into this business, and I'm very grateful for his trust. I started selling candles. First year we sold about 300,000. Next year we sold about 700,000, then about $1.5 million, and then on a fourth year of the business we were selling about $4 million. But that's also, we've added another product to it. Just randomly, I found a product called fire starters, and so we launched it really quick, and the sales really took off. We become the best sellers, and it was Corona time, 2020, and so a lot of growth was happening organically. And so this one product, fire starters, were generating half of revenue, about $2 million, and all the candles, about 60 SKUs, they were generating another $2 million of revenue. And so in 2021, there was a lot of interest from bigger funds who were acquiring Amazon sellers. During 2020 and 21, several funds reached out to me and asking if I'm willing to sell. And so I decided to go ahead in this process and to talk to them and get the estimates and the price for the business. So I had 4 offers, and 2 offers were from bigger funds and they were a bit higher. And so I decided to go with a fund that is bigger, and decided to go with a fund that was more experienced and had more brands. Let me tell you about the offers that I've received and how the process of the negotiation went. At the end of 2020, we had a peak number of sales, and 4 funds have reached out to us. And so we decided to talk to them and get the offers. And 2 bigger funds, one from America, another one from the States, they have given us an exact same offer, the same earnouts, the same evaluation, and the same conditions. So we decided to go with a fund from America because it was bigger and more experienced. We signed LOI with them. After signing the LOI, we decided to let other fund know that we're not going to be going with them, but with this fund from America. So we wrote a letter to the smaller German fund and said that, hey guys, thank you for your time, but we decided to go with another fund. Right away, they give me a call, and they call me and they say, hey, Anton, look, we are ready to give you another yearly income to this price of your business. And so back then, those businesses would be estimated by the number of yearly incomes you would receive. So this business, I had an offer of 4 yearly incomes plus the price of the stock, which for us was another yearly income. And this German fund said, we're going to give you another 1 of yearly income. So the offer became 20% more. And since it was a big amount, I decided, okay, I'm gonna try to tell the other guys from America that we've received this offer and we need to or negotiate or get out of the deal. German fund wanted me to go through due diligence with American fund and just at the end get out of this deal and not sign contract with them. But I didn't want to do it this way. I wanted to be honest and transparent. So I wrote to American fund that, hey, I got this offer. Let's see if we can negotiate because there's no due diligence have started yet. and because I want to be transparent with you. The guys in response, they started to threaten me and say that, hey, this is a legal thing, we can take you to court. I got my back up, and so I said, look, you're not going to be forcing me into the deal. I said, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to go through all this and then just not sign the contract at the end for some reason. And so I said, you're not going to be threatening me into this deal. And so you need to understand, this is a regular guy in a village in Belarus talking to some big fund guys who raised about $4 billion of investment. And so it was quite daring of me, but I'm glad I stick to my grounds. And so the guys started again threatening me with court, and I said, look, right now the things are decided in Twitter, not in courts. So if you want to do it, I'll start a big exposure of it on Twitter, and we'll see who wins and who gets the support. And so they said, okay, we're not going to do anything with court, but let's renegotiate. And so they upped their offer to match the German fund's offer. And it was great. For me, we went ahead. It was a complicated process of due diligence. For about 3 months, we were presenting all the documents, all the processes that we have recorded, all the connections with manufacturers, logistics, products, marketing. And I started this business at the very beginning with the mind that I'm going to be selling it. I knew that in America, businesses are often evaluated and resold. And so I had this in mind. So right away, I was doing everything decently. I wasn't doing any black hat marketing, anything. So because I wanted to keep my business sellable. And so they did due diligence. No problems were found. Everything was okay. And we went ahead with a deal. And so this is a company, it's called Thrasio. They have acquired about 150 to 200 brands like this. They've raised a lot of capital for it, and it was a lot of hype back then. Right now, Thrasio is going through bankruptcy process or restructuring, selling a lot of those brands again, and they haven't done a very good job managing them, and so I think they have a pretty hard time. This is a German fund that was giving me an offer. So this story is not recent. It was 2021 when it happened. I'm giving you an update. I already have all the times have passed for non-compete or anything non-disclosure. That's why I'm openly talking about it. There were a few things that didn't work out very well, and so I made some mistakes doing it. And so because of it, I would like to share with you some of the mistakes that I've done, and maybe it will help you to be more efficient in selling your brands or your businesses. So one of the mistakes that I've done is that I didn't consult enough with people who are dealing with selling businesses. So there are certain things like seller discretionary earning, called SDE, where I had a month in that year that they were calculating my yearly income. I had a month of out of stock, and so the income went down, but I could have projected that income and used that as a measure of calculation the whole year's income. So I was out of stock 1 month that year, and so the income for that year went down, but I could have on paper, I could have said that if I wouldn't be out of stock, this would be my income, and so we'll take that as the measure of how that we're going to multiply then later in evaluation of the business. Also, the legal structure of my company wasn't best for selling it, and so I've had to pay extra taxes on it. And so if I would sell not an asset, a brand, as I did, but if I would sell the whole entity, I would be able to save on taxes. So it's also important to structure your deal legally. Also important to have an exit strategy. I didn't have an exit strategy. I was led into that, and at the end it worked out very good, I believe. But it still would be helpful to have an exit strategy, is to think, okay, at this revenue, at this profit, we will try to have this many offers. And once we collect this many offers, we will try to conclude on a deal. If we get certain amount in the deal. So I was led in it, and it worked out fine. I think it was still a very good decision, and I'm glad I took it. I hope it would be helpful for you guys. So yeah, this is actually our second product. That is a fire starter. Was very successful. It's still a bestseller on Amazon, and so you can go ahead and test it out yourself. So that's part of my story. I hope it's interesting for you guys. The final thing I would like to discuss is why I sold the business. So if the business was profitable, and we had about $4 million worth of revenue, and the profit margins were pretty good. I mean, I think 20-25% were profit margins. And so why not keep the business? Well, there are several thoughts why I think it's important. And entrepreneurs should always evaluate. First of all is where are you mentally with the business? I was already very tired. It was all the same thing happening, like the same day, the same products for 6 years. And I wanted a change, but I wanted to have a change where I saved my success. You know how when you play a game and you're going to be in front of a big boss, you want to save your game before you get to the big boss. For me, it was like a saving of the achievement. And so I decided that, okay, that's enough. Let's give this business out. I also realized that we are just out of Corona, where everybody was sitting home shopping online on Amazon. And so probably there will be a flat or a decrease in sales. And you never know if there's going to be your brand is going to be banned or competition is going to happen again. So there's always this doubt that maybe something will happen, that the brand is not going to be growing as much, or the acquisition is not going to be happening of those brands. So you'll never be able to sell them because there will just no demand. And actually, this is what's happening today. On Amazon, after Thrasio went bankrupt, other funds have a harder time raising capital and buying brands. And so because of it, there's very little acquisitions now happening of those brands. Business capitalization or valuations are also dropping. So I would not be able to get the same valuation today as I did back then. From what we see right now, the category has also went down. Back then, to be the bestseller, you need to be selling $2 million. Today, to be a bestseller, you need to sell about $300,000 or $400,000. So it's quite a drastic decrease. Competition is growing, and so why I sold the business again is because I needed this checkpoint. I needed to save my achievement. I needed a change. And so after I sold it, I started thinking in many different directions of where to go, what to do with my life and with money. And so I have grown a lot since then. I have started a bunch of different projects. I still have 4 Amazon brands that I'm kind of managing a little bit. I have people managing them, and hopefully one day I'll be able to sell them too. And so for me, it was a good checkpoint to move on with life. And today I wouldn't be able to get as much profit or as much valuation. So those are my mistakes that I've done, and my decision process, and my thinking that I had during this process. I hope it was helpful to you. If you have any questions or it was helpful to you, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, like this video. It really will help me, and I have a lot more interesting content coming up in the videos about my businesses, about what I'm doing, and some of it is, I think, very interesting. Okay, so subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next week.